Hello, good morning. Muy buenos dias. Hi, Continuous Landers. This is Megan Burns coming to you live from the streets of La Ciudad de Mexico, where the volcano is live. But it's not really doing anything, right? Like, it's doing something, but it's not really affecting us here in this area of Mexico City. If anything, there might be some ashes, but that depends on the winds, right? Right now, yes, the volcano is active, but right now everyone is on standby. It's super lovely to be back here in Mexico City because you know why? It's raining, and so it's not right now, but in the afternoons it's been raining, so it cools everything down, it cleans everything, there's less dust in the air, and so I got back here in the rain last night about 10 o'clock. Wait a minute, hang on. Let me have a sip of my coffee. My delicious, delicious coffee. Oh my God, the first sip of the day, right? Whoops, I just dropped my pen. Oh, but I caught it in my lap. Yeah, I got back last night at 10, and I'm up early today, all prepped and ready to go for my fundamentals. So I came out for a bike ride, and I said, what the heck, let's do a little line warm-up, right? So I'm out here doing some line warm-ups. I'm right here in Condesa. I'm at the Cafe Volador, which is literally, this is my path. Well, especially, I'm not going to say that anymore. When I have my dogs, I walk this every day because the park is right there. The Condesa Park is right there. And right here is Hola Tacos. Very popular taco joint here in Condesa. You know, Condesa, people make fun of it like it's all for rich gringos, right? And it is. There's a lot of expats in Condesa and Roma Norte. But there is still real Mexico here, right? Like you can go get real tacos, street tacos. They're in the mercados. There are Mexicans in this part of town. They're working, they're living. I mean, I understand a lot of local Mexicans have been pushed out of the neighborhoods. That kind of stuff is happening everywhere, right? I mean, I got pushed out of Chicago. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right, but you know, this whole global economic shift is everywhere, and so there's a lot of tension here in Mexico City just because so many foreigners have moved into this part of town, and that's what I've done. But I always look for the Mexican parts of town, right? If that even sounds right at all, even though I enjoy all parts of my neighborhood. But here I am out at the Cafe Volador I don't know why. I don't like glass coffee mugs. Is that weird? I don't want to see my coffee. I mean, I want to see my coffee, but I don't want to see through. Maybe just because there's so many great ceramic cups, right? Mugs. All right. So I have my fresh practice book. I make these just so I have a place for my practice lines, right? It's copy paper. It's cheap. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and so I had my workshop in San Miguel yesterday, which was super fun, right? Like I threw it together kind of last minute. In May is when everyone leaves, so I was like, I don't know, is anyone even going to be there? But I had a nice group of people that came in there, and so I always make everyone write in cursive on the first page the benefits of continuous line. Oh, look, I didn't even finish it. Here, let me finish it now, because the first one is you push through your drawing fear. Number one, push through your drawing fears, because oftentimes there's more than one. Comprehend improved composition is number two. Comprehend improved composition. You know why? Because you can draw, like, for example, this is what I do in my workshops. Draw the coffee mug, my hand, to my arm, to my head, to the thing behind me. And in this case, it's a very Art Deco awning, right? Which is a little funky, right? But then you would draw that, which would then go to Hello Tacos, which then goes into the side of my hair, right? So you see how everything is connected, and that's where the improved composition comes in. Improved comprehension of composition. I wonder if there's a better way of saying that. I I can't think of it right now. Number 3, as you do these things, as you push through your drawing fears, as you start to understand composition and logistics, my head goes into this wall, goes into this pillar, goes into my shoulder, goes into my arm, goes into my purse, goes into my hand, goes into the pen, goes into the paper, goes into the table, goes into the ground, right? With all that, you build confidence. Build drawing confidence, right? And confidence is all the same. If you feel strong and empowered in one area, it's going to affect all areas, right? So while I'm not here to improve your self-esteem per se, if you improve your drawing confidence because you're able to draw and you feel proud of what you're able to draw, that's going to come through in all your other areas of life. Unless you really work hard to make sure, like, you suffer it all, as much as possible, right? What am I writing? Build confidence. I stopped mid-word, so I had to look at it. So here are the 3, very simply, the 3 benefits of continuous line. Push through drawing fears. Comprehend improved composition. Build confidence. And you know how you do that is you practice. You put in the effort. These things don't happen magically. There is magic involved, but you don't improve your drawing magically. Well, I suppose somehow you could. You do the line warm-ups, right? You do the line warm-ups, right? And you do pattern making. Here's my continuous cat faces, right? Aren't they adorable? Look at that. Look at those cat faces. They're so interesting, right? They're not even necessarily good, but together it's charming and delightful. Of course, there's always the coffee cups, right? Those are my go-to. Anyways, these are the things we do in workshops. I get everyone used to doing the continuous line. Can I just say for a moment, I am sitting right here in the middle of the epicenter of people walking by. I got people coming this way, people coming this way, coming from behind me. And look at me, I'm acting as if I don't care. Because guess what? I don't care. No one cares. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Now, they may notice and say, who's this idiot talking full volume, indoor voice to no one? Oh, except her phone. Except I sort of have my phone hidden. I hide it so you can't just run from across the street and grab it and go. I do have it tied down and covered, right? Anyways, what am I talking about here? We are talking about doing some line warm-ups, and I want you to see the ambience of this city because I want people to know that Mexico City is truly one of the most charming cities. I'm from Chicago. Chicago is a little rough around the edges. It's a beautiful city. There's no other city I would rather be from. I love my Chicago history. I love being from Chicago. I love what it taught me. I love the people that I learned. I love the accent. I love, like, when I go back to Chicago, everyone, like, talks out of the side of your mouth. Eee! Not always, but my uncles did. Like, hey! Super proud to be from Chicago, but I couldn't afford to live there. And be an artist, right? Maybe someday I can go back there, but because of the weather, I don't want to. But Mexico City is like a perfect city for artists, right? Weather, you can sit out year-round. There goes a hot rod. I can sit outside year-round. Más o menos, right? Delicious street tacos. Hola, tacos. I actually did they have a watercolor of mine. I painted them. I sat out in the street and I drew them. I drew the building, right? And the taco ambiance. And one of the guys working there came out and he said, "Can I take your picture?" I said, "Yeah, of course. I'm drawing you." And then they posted that photo, right, of me drawing them. And then, I don't always give away my photos, my drawings, but for whatever reason, I was in there and I was like, "Okay, you can have it." I gave them my painting and they were like, "Ah." So anyways, I kind of have to stop doing that. I mean, I love doing that. I love giving away my stuff, right? I love it, love it, love it. But I also have to, support myself. Therein lies the challenge. I want to give the whole thing away, but I have to pay rent too, right? Anywho, grab your pen. Have I wasted enough time? Grab your pen. Let's do some line warm-ups. I kind of wanted to get I wanted to share about the benefits of continuous line because I don't think I share that in this group too much. I just do my line warm-ups. And there's a whole curriculum around the continuous line that I developed because I'm going to tell you right now, yesterday in the workshop I had some of my friends who are urban sketchers, and honestly, urban sketchers are the worst. You know why? Because they think they know everything. And maybe they do. I don't know. But they think they know anything, and it's like really hard to teach them anything because they know everything. They go out sketching all the time, so they sketch a lot, and they think they know everything. Hey, I'm an urban sketcher. I can speak from absolute first-hand experience. I know everything. No, okay, so maybe I do know everything, but I do try to stay green, right? I like to learn new things. I always want to learn new things, right? So the urban sketchers, I will not name them, who were in the workshop yesterday, yeah, they were like rowdy. Why did I bring them up? Oh, yeah, because there's a whole curriculum around the continuous line. And sometimes, like when people show up to my workshops and they say, I have not sketched before, I'm like, yay. Don't get me wrong. Sketchers are some of my best friends in the world, right? Not all, but some, right? And so, just like with anything, if you've done anything, if you've worked at something for a long time and you practice something a lot, sometimes when you go to a class, you're like, yeah, I've heard it all. I know what this person's going to say, right? Like we've all taken bad classes, bad workshops. These recorded video classes that you can buy, a lot of them are not. Let me retract that. There are some that are not value added while some are, right? So and because there's such an explosion of them, you got to make sure you know who you're buying and know what you're getting, right? Because there's a lot of fluff out there. There's a lot of fluff. A lot of people want to waste your time and money with promises of great riches and success. I'm not promising you that, but I am promising you improved drawing ability. Right? And then comes the money. I'll let you know when it comes, okay? There's a jet probably overlooking the volcano to see what kind of activity is happening there. Oh, can you see all the dogs going by? I kind of left it so you could see dogs and people. Because honestly, Condessa is one of the most... not the most, but it's a very interesting place to watch people because it's Mexico, right? And there's just everyone's walking around, right? It's a city. People are on a bike or on foot. Well, they're in cars too, but there's a lot of walking in this town, a lot of people watching. So I need a sip of coffee. You are allowed to break your continuous line for coffee. In fact, it's a rule. You have to break your continuous line for coffee. Or whatever your poison is in the morning. I have officially gotten off the sugar in my coffee, and it's delicious. Yeah, it is. I no longer am putting sugar in my coffee. And I've kind of curbed my sugar around throughout my day. I'm doing the green goddess revolution, glucose goddess, and honestly, I'm having some nice results. Just reordering my day of how I eat, and being a little bit wiser about what I eat, and it's feeling good. I also got a whole new health regimen supplement from the Cañada de la Virgen, the cattle ranch that I'm working with. They have a whole line of regenerative cattle organ pills, right? So I'm actually taking the exact same vitamin C that our cows take, which I feel at one with the cows taking what they take, right? Because that was one of the things that when I started working with cows and getting into meat, I wanted to fully understand what it is we ask of cows when we turn them into meat, when we turn them into food. I was like, what exactly do we do? which is why I was so horrified by the meat industry and why I wanted to go into holistic cattle ranching. There's my mini cow sermon. I won't go off on that too much because I know that can be a sensitive subject. I was Megan the vegan for many years, so I'm familiar with that angle, and glad I'm not. I've moved into the angle that I'm okay. I don't want to offend anyone. Anyways, so I'm on a whole health regimen, and I'm feeling good, feeling better already. Which, you know, when you feel better, you can do more of the things you want to do, right? It's important. It's a little challenging to take care of our health these days because there's so many, we get a lot of uphill battles, right, with everything. Food, I mean, the easiest food to get is the crappiest, right? It's convenient, it's plentiful, it's cheap, right? So you got to work hard to get the good stuff. I don't know. I don't think there's any one perfect formula, right? It's ongoing and always evolving, right? Because our bodies are evolving, and so something that worked 5 years ago maybe doesn't work now. I did the intermittent fasting for years, and that worked until it didn't. There's that whole thing out there, Fast Like a Girl. Mindy, I want to say it's Mindy Blue, but I don't think that's right. But it's a whole program like how to fast like a girl, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not ready for that. I'm going to do the cattle regimen right now. Okay, my ride's here. You know what can I say? It feels very good to be out here on the streets doing lines. Hello. Doing my line warm-ups, right? Because it allows me, I don't know, maybe it's my personal challenge that I like to be out in the community, out amongst the buzz of the morning, people going to work, people going to work out, people coming from the park, dog walkers, getting a coffee. Oh, there's a little dog that looks like my little chickies. Hola. Hi, sweetie. Hola. Yeah, she looks like my little chickies, who I keep thinking I'm seeing around town. You know how, like, when you break up with someone, you keep thinking you see them everywhere? That's how I am with my dog. I keep thinking, is that my dog? It's not my dog, right? So it's wishful thinking that I see my dog. I hope I see her someday on the street because I don't want to, like, interrupt her life. He's making deals and closing arguments. It is kind of funny when people walk around with those little tiny earbuds because you don't see any wires or anything. Not that that makes any much of a difference, but just with the little buds in their ear talking at full volume. It's like what I'm doing, but I feel like I have a reason, right? Because I'm drawing and I'm talking to people. When people are just walking down the street talking at the top of their lungs to literally nothing, it makes me laugh. And I'm no different what I'm doing. I'm sitting at a table, I have my coffee, I'm doing a little drawing, but essentially I'm having a full-blown conversation with no one. So maybe that dog. Not with no one, because I see there's a few of you on here. Good morning, buenos dias, everyone. I'm being chatterbox here on a street corner in Mexico City, and you know what's so funny is, like, no one cares, and no one cares. That guy's having a conversation too. No one, and look at, no one cares. He doesn't even care. He's not even thinking about it. Are people looking at me? Because you know why? He doesn't care. Honestly, it's the secret to life, right? Just remember that nobody cares. I mean, there's people that care, right? There's a time and a place to care. I'm not trying to be like a weirdo about that. But when you're out there trying to do the thing that you want to do, and you've got all that head chatter going, oh, you're the worst artist in the world, and you can't do it, and you'll never do it, blah, 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 blah. Just remember, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you can or cannot draw. Nobody cares, right? And I know it's harder when we get older because we don't want to, sometimes it feels silly to be a beginner. Like, oh, I can't draw. It's embarrassing. I've been practicing for a year and I still can't draw. I'm telling you, drawing is a tough skill. oftentimes it's looked at as sort of childlike, right? Oh, I draw an apple, whatever. And so there's this misconception that people are just born as an artist, right? It is not the case. You may have been born with the inclination to create marks on a page or wherever, marks in the world, right? But if you want to do it with any sort of proficiency or a command of your medium, you have to practice. We have to practice. I am practicing right now. I'm doing my continuous line warm-up, which affords me to have a greater command of my drawing abilities where I can sit down or stand. I like to stand and draw. When I'm out there out doing some guerrilla style urban sketching, I am standing in the action. I love a parade. I love drawing parades. And I hope I have more opportunities to draw parades. And I want to take people with me to draw parades because you know why? It's thrilling. It's exciting. People look at you like, oh my God, you're a magician. You're not only are you an artist, but you can make art in the middle of the thing, right? It's super exciting. And so as I do my line warm-ups, I'm more inspired, right? Because I can even see in the simple action of drawing nothing. Very important to draw nothing in your line warm-ups. Very important to draw nothing. You know why? Because then your ego doesn't get overly involved. You're just at this point, you're just doing calisthenics. You're just doing sit-ups. You're just conditioning your body, right? You're not like sprinting in the race. You're not in the race. You're not in the parade. You are just conditioning your mind and your body and your arm and your soul. Your soul. I'm going to go that deep and say you're conditioning your soul by practicing this continuous line over and over and over and over and over. One of the gals yesterday said that, one of those urban sketches, she was like, I'm bored doing this. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, then leave. If this is boring to you, don't do it, right? Like, I don't want anyone to do something that is boring. But you know what? I mean, practicing can be boring. But I'm not holding anyone hostage. So if this is boring to you, go on and move on. To me, I know that it's for a greater good. It's for a greater good because it's helping to condition my hand, condition my line, condition my art, so that when I want to draw the thing I want to draw, I can do it. Like I showed them the thing that I drew, the Bellas Artes, right? Like it's a complicated jewel of Mexico. Guy was like in a little dress. I see a lot of guys in dresses here. Not a lot, but a lot more than I would that I would imagine, right? Like, oh, he's wearing a dress and earrings, right? And he's got a beard. That seems to be a pretty popular look these days, and I applaud it, right? Because it's so interesting, right? I mean, the more the laws are made to like clamp that down, the more I see it, and I love it. I say, bravo, bring it on, right? And I'm not even sure what sort of laws are being made here to push back on that, and I'm not getting into that, but I do see a fair amount of men in dresses in Mexico City. I love it. Anyways, what was it? Oh yeah, he was wearing a dress. So, and I was talking about conditioning your arm and dedicating yourself to a practice that will help you be a better artist, and so that you can go on and do the things that you want to do and get asked to do live paintings, which I have been asked to do this Saturday. I'm going to be doing a live painting. I think I'm going to do finger painting because that's kind of exciting. I'm going to do a little drawing, and then I'm going to do some finger painting. You know why? Because my hands are magic, because I practice like a mofo. I practice my art. I do my exercises. I do my conditioning. I share with my community. I check in with my community. And you too can, and maybe you are, feeling the magic when you make your art, right? The magic, the devil is in the details, right? You have to put in the time, and then the magic starts to happen, right? I remember when my mom died, I remember saying to myself, I want more magic in my life. I want more magic in my life. And I didn't even know what that meant. I wasn't clear. Just like when I said I want to be a modern farmer, I thought I had to grow tomatoes. Little did I know I would go on to work with cows, right? So when I would say to myself, I want more magic in my life, and then with practice, I started drawing, sketching, urban sketching, out on location, practicing, and now when I'm sketching out on location, not always, but sometimes, someone will see what I'm doing. They're like, oh my God, did you just do that? Oh my God, you did that right now? Oh my God, that's incredible, right? Like, it's magic. It's magic to be an artist, right? It's work. It's work. You know, you gotta maybe battle some demons too, like what your thoughts and beliefs are on being an artist. But, you know, that to me is being a magician. Like when I can go to a place or an event and I can draw it with some success, and it's looked at like magic. Oh my God, did you see what she just did? Oh my God. And then you get the people like, I could never do that. I could never do that. And I'm like, you could with practice. No, I could never draw. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. Those people, right? Those people that love to tell you their story over and over and over again. I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. I mean, I'm not free of that stuff. We've all got a story, right? And oftentimes we hang on to our story to keep us from doing the thing that we're afraid of failing at, right? I can't draw a straight line is really code for I'm afraid that I will fail if I start drawing. I am afraid I'll be a failure as an artist. So instead, I'm just going to tell you 30 times, 300 times, that I can't draw a straight line to save my life. My story was that I told myself my brother was the artist, so I'm not even going to bother. He was the good one. He was the one that got all the attention, right? So I'm not even going to bother. And I held on to that for a long time. Why bother? It was my brother that was the artist. Why bother? Now, and it's not even like I got through that on my own. It was literally my mother's deathbed revelation saying, I wish I had been nicer to you. I was wrong about you. I wish I had been nicer about you, right? So that, her deathbed revelation made me go, I have to be nicer to myself, and so I'm going to start drawing, right? So it's kind of a full circle thing, but it took a lifetime. It took me till I was like 48, 49. That's kind of a lifetime, right? I still have time. I'll still do the thing I want to do. But I didn't do it until much later in life, right? That happens. It's very common. I mean, it seems like almost every woman I meet who comes to my class or workshop, I mean, most women have to raise the kids and run the family and work. We all work and everything, right? So kind of our own interest and hobbies get put on the back burner until maybe we're older and we have time, right? Marriages end, families grow up, businesses, whatever, the whole deal. And so it seems oftentimes it's at this stage in life where people have more time to do it, right? There we go. So, feels good to be back in Mexico City. It's nice and cool. Gotta wear a scarf around my neck. It was hot as blazes in San Miguel. I mean, I lived in San Miguel for many years, so I know May is a brutal month. But it was really good to see the ranch, see the cows, see the flowers, see the cactus, see a few friends, see the parroquia in San Miguel, right? Even though it was hot as blazes, right? Do some drawing, meet some new friends. And I'll be back there in July. All the trucks are coming through now. Perfect time for a sip of coffee. I don't know, maybe you can't even hear that, but there are some trucks going by right now. That's all right. It's a well-traveled, the park is literally right there. This is the Hippodromo, it used to be the racetrack, a horse racing track in the early 19th century. And then when the Mexican Revolution happened, it cleared out. But then after the war, people started coming back and moving here. And in order to move here, they had to plant trees. So the whole neighborhood is just filled with big old trees. It's beautiful. Parks, trees, beautiful Art Deco architecture. It's very much cafe society here. There goes that truck. Awfully loud. Yeah. So Art Deco, lots of trees, cafe society. It's really wonderful. I mean, honestly, I had no idea Mexico City would be this charming. And as someone who likes to draw architecture and street scenes, there's no better place I'd rather be. I mean, yes, of course, I love Europe. Who doesn't love Europe? Everyone loves Europe. Everyone's over there spending millions of dollars, right? And I hope to get back there someday. But honestly, cost of living wise, I'm in the right place, right? The world has gotten a lot more expensive, right? The whole world, everywhere. Even here, San Miguel, woo, prices out there have really changed. But anyways, they've changed everywhere. I was just in California. All right, I'm coming to the end of my continuous line. I got to get home and do my fundamentals class. Super excited for that. It's always exciting to see what all the artists in the fundamentals, what they do with. We all have the same prompts, and it's so exciting to see what everyone does with their 15 minutes of continuous lining. Alrighty here. I gotta finish big with a heart because I have to remember to go easy on me and easy on others. Easy on me, easy on others, right? Got a lot of things on my plate that I'm not so sure about, but I just gotta keep on keeping on, right? And I would bet all of us could say something to that, right? It's just a time of great transition in our lives, right? The whole world is changing very rapidly, technology-wise, environmentally, politically. Oy, let's not even get into that, right? Health-wise, right? So there's a lot of things to kind of... He had a Cookie Monster bike helmet on. He did. He was a big Cookie Monster. So there's a lot of things to grapple with these days, right? And honestly, art is a great way to help you manage through the stress of these quickly changing times, right? And having friends, meeting friends, right? I got to meet Tasha yesterday. So excited about that. Got to meet some new friends in San Miguel who were curious about continuous lining. I love it. So thank you. If anyone's here from yesterday, thank you for coming to Starbucks to draw with me, and those rowdy urban sketchers who were ruly and obnoxious, as urban sketchers are. They're kind of like the bullies of artists, and I say that with all due respect because I'm one too, right? I'm an urban sketcher. We're not bullies, but they are a little rowdy and unruly at times and think they know everything, right? Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. All right, there we go. Finish big with 2 double hearts, one for yourself and one for others. Go easy on yourself, go easy on others, right? Do your line warm up. Stay safe, stay sane, keep yourself centered, have a hobby, do something with your hands to keep yourself off the screens and whatnot, right? Take care of your hands, take care of your body, take care of your mind. Make art, have friends, be nice to your friends. I'm saying this all for myself, right? I come to Mexico City and I don't have friends here, and I go to San Miguel and I'm reminded of my friends, and it kind of makes me cry. Like, I'm really grateful that I have friends. Maybe not right here in Mexico City, but I have friends in the world. I have friends online and friends elsewhere in the world, right? So my time here in Mexico City is my university, it's my training ground, it's where I'm trying to put a business together, it's where I'm trying to improve my skills. So this is the wonderful university of my life right now, and I wouldn't want it to be any other place, right? Because Mexico City has allowed me to be here and to be able to make my art. I mean, it's up and down, right? Let's hope that I'm able to keep this boat afloat. So anyways, everyone, have a good day. See a lot of you in the fundamentals shortly. I got to ride my bike home and get ready. Well, I'm all ready. Everything's ready. So see you next time. Have a great day. And bye.